Hey, there's motorcycle parts next to you. What does this mean?
Yeah, sure.
New motorcycle day.
All right, you know what day it is? It's New Bike Day. We're in the old Ram. The bed is empty. We're going to buy a lot of gas and then taking a little drive. Yeah. I had to stop by the post office this morning and get my passport renewed. So that'll be here in 4 to 6 weeks, I guess. Company needs more techs in Canada, assuming Canada will, let us in the country. Anyway, let's get some gas and proceed north. All right, we made the trip to Fontana and we've picked up the new bike. Yep, it's New Bike Day. So what do we get? Well, there's a backstory. What was the first bike you learned to ride on? My first bike was my uncle's Honda Trail 70, CT70, I think it's called. That was my first bike. It was green. Not my first bike, but it was my first bike that I rode that I learned how to ride a bike on many, many years ago. And it was green. So, boom, green. So we got a little, kind of chuckle, huh? Got a little Ice Bear. Let's zoom out a little bit here. There we go. So we get the whole bike in and not drop the camera. Yep, little Champion Ice Bear, or Ice Bear Champion, whichever direction you want to pronounce the name of the bike. Neat little bike. I'm actually pretty impressed. I mean, there were some issues putting it together, and one of those issues was whoever assembled it in the factory put this guy on backwards or upside down. He had it the other way, so when they tightened this down, it bent the hell out of it. I straightened it back out. No big deal. It feels like I know a common problem with the Ice Bears was the bushings in the swing arm pivot, and these feel pretty tight. I didn't actually take it apart, but it feels pretty good. I actually have an aftermarket swing arm with better bushings in it, and I have the solid, they're basically plastic bushings you can get on eBay to put in here if they ever go bad. I didn't realize, originally we were going to buy Amigos, right? Amigo Rocky. The Amigo Rocky, though, I wanted automatics just because these are play toys. You know, get on it, clunk it into gear, and go, just like we did back in 1972. And yeah, that's when it was, 1972. So ended up getting Ice Bear Champion. And for 2025, I think they made these upgrades in 24, but they may have gotten a little better. You have some really nice shocks and an aluminum swing arm now. And yeah, the shocks seem to work even for my 210-pound fat butt. There's no center stand. I'm not sure if the Champions had a center stand. I know the Amigos do. This one does not have a center stand. This one has California emissions because I bought it in California. I had debated on ordering this online and having it shipped to me from Texas or who knows where. And then I found these guys like less than an hour away at the warehouse. Contacted Bobcats, and the salesperson there hooked me up with a pretty good deal. I think $14.99. The Honda Dax version of this, and I know this is not a Honda, but the Honda Dax version of this at the local dealership is $4,200 plus dealer markup, plus registration, plus sales tax. Not that I won't have to pay registration or sales tax on this bike, but they leave that up to me, right? I kind of like that. You never know what you're getting charged for when you're letting the dealer handle that stuff. But anyway, yeah, I spent about an hour, hour and a half putting it together today. Probably longer than I needed to, but I would make sure everything was good. Grease here, grease there where it needs it. Chain was super, super tight. And like I said, the chain adjuster on the other side was on backwards and bent, so I had to take that apart and fix it. The California emissions here have this thing running so lean it sneezes and farts at idle and sometimes dies. So there's a little plastic plug right here. You can heat up a pick and poke it into the plastic and pop the plastic out, and that gives you access to the mixture screw. Seems like the mixture screw idles best at about half a turn out from close, which is not much. Normally a mixture screw, they're happy at like 1.5, 2 turns out, but this guy's like half a turn out is where it settles down and idles properly without sneezing and farting, and good throttle response. The shifter is super stiff. I'm assuming it gets better over time. We started it up, let it warm all the way up, and then I drained all the oil out and put some Rotella T6 in it. What else did we do? Oh yeah, we did the generator wire bypass so that the headlight comes on when you turn on the key now. From the factory, they have a yellow wire from the regulator rectifier feeding the headlights. So when the idle is low, or even at idle, the generator is not putting out as much voltage, so the headlight flickers or dims. And in this case, since it's an LED headlight, it'll shut off. It'll shut all the way off and all the way back on, off on. It's kind of annoying. And then the backlight does the same thing. So there's one wire you can jump in the little cluster there. It's pretty simple. I'll show it on the. I'm going to do a build video, and I'll show what I did on that. Yeah, it's a pretty impressive little scooter. I'm actually surprised. Let's see if we can get that open. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Earthquake, huh? I'm going to put a digital flasher in there. You can get them on Amazon for like $7. And we can put LED turn signals, maybe. I don't know if it needs it. I silicone this up really good so that this, even if it's slightly misaligned, will eventually go in the hole. That seems to work pretty good. I had to loosen these 2 screws and kind of realign this plastic rear fender. And then I put Loctite on them. I tightened them down. I didn't over tighten them. From the factory, they were over tightened. All this was deformed and flattened and not right. And that made the rear fender all cattywampus. Now it's pretty straight. I'm happy with that. I can't find online or even in the manual. The manual's wrong because it covers a 50cc, 70, and a 90cc bike, and this is a 125. The actual capacity of the fuel tank, some places say it holds half a gallon. Some places say it holds 1.7. I'm going to believe 1.7 because I put right at 2 quarts, and it's not even anywhere near half. I'll go buy some gas tomorrow and see how much it holds. Weight-wise, too, that's another thing that you can't get a straight answer on weight, so I weighed it. It's about 182 as it sits with half a gallon of gas. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, put them down in the comments. We will answer them. It's really a pretty smooth ride. I mean, the whole made in China thing, but I'm impressed. And yeah, there could be some longevity, reliability issues, but everything about this bike is so cheap, and the aftermarket is huge. It's even bigger than the DRZ. So anyway, my wife's got a cool little bike when we go camping to zip around the campground and or down to the store, or even go trail riding, right? These are decent little trail riders as long as it's, a little gravel road or what have you. Not sure you want to go pound some single track with this guy, but you could do it. You can ride anything anywhere. It's been proven. But yeah, now if you look at, turn on the key, the light comes on. So it's battery powered now instead of generator powered. I'd like to replace the mirrors. My wife already asked if we could put regular motorcycle or dirt bike handlebars on it. I think we can. I think you can get some perches that come up off of here. There's 2 holes under here. And put regular handlebars on it. A little bit wider stance maybe. I don't know, maybe some better mirrors, although these mirrors work pretty good. They're just kind of goofy looking, but the whole thing's goofy looking, so I wouldn't put too much weight on that rack. It's only held in by some M8 bolts here and tied into the shock. I mean, I guess you could probably safely put 10 or 15 pounds on there. Should be okay. Yeah, cute little scooter. I like it, and it reminds me of riding them when I was a kid. It's just so fun. It just zips along, and it's amazing how smooth it is. It's just, I don't know, hard to explain. If you've ridden one before, you know what I mean. Makes you smile, and that's all that matters. You guys have a good one, and we'll see you out there. Oh yeah, make sure you come back for, I'm going to do an assembly video. I know there's probably a million of them already on YouTube, but I'll put a video out there on how, I assembled it. Not that I'm better than other people, but I don't know, former mechanic, so I tend to be a little more meticulous about certain things. But anyway, you guys have a good one. Take it easy.
I'm trying to do like